Alright, something weird happened with my phone yesterday. See, I left it on charge in the house, right? So I get it back after seeing two movies, which is about 5 hours, right? You would think the phone would be almost fully charged, right? No. Now, the only logical conclusion for what happened is if someone unplugged it and plugged it back in before I got home. Right. It was only up to 16% power. Right. Come on, idiot. No. I know something happened to the phone. Right. You know how I know? Last night I put it on charge too, and it ain't even 6 o'clock this morning. Right. Let's see what time it is. Right. Of course, I've been looking at it. It's 6:15. And already the power's up to 92%. Right. That ain't even 6 hours, so I know it would have been a lot higher, right, than what it was, right? And then I went off of the scene Saw last night too, right. Saw 10, right? And same thing. The phone wasn't even charging right. Well, you have to unplug it, right? And plug it back in before I get back home, right? For that to happen, Yeah, I'm not dumb, right? But I can't prove it, right. See, the reason is, right. One, you can't always see the percentage, right? If you try to record it, right? Anyway. But I still know the phone should have been charged higher than it was. Yeah. But what do you think you're doing there, right? Right. Prove it to me you were in the house again? Yeah. See, I don't have to prove it to know it, right? So you're trying to prove something you can't prove without being a criminal yourself. See, no adult, I keep telling you this, can set up another adult with a child either. That's pedophilia too. Idiot. You can't do it either, right? Yeah. And even let me around a 15-year-old girl that might lie to me and have sex with me, right? Because see, then I don't know she's 15 and it's on you, and it's still on you. I keep telling you, there are rules for all this, right? On both sides. Even the girl at 15 should know better than to seduce a 50-year-old man with mental illness, dude. Come on, What you doing, idiot? Right. You could go to jail for that, right? That's called corruption of a minor, for one, right. Just to start off with a list of charges you might be charged, right? Endangering a child, right? Again, like I told you about Daphne. If Daphne let her daughter wake me up in the middle of the night and was up, right? I don't know if she was or not, but right. If she's trying to entrap me, it was only one child. Right? I was around like that, right? The other two I mentioned before were older than that, right? So yeah, under 16, yeah, or 18 in Virginia, right? The one was Georgia, right. And one was Virginia, right? And I'm again sleeping in the living room, either on a love seat or the couch, right. I'm where I'm supposed to be all night, right. I keep telling you that too. If the girl seduces me later on that night, right, What can I do about it? Right. Nothing. Right, right. Right, right. And I'm stuck there till morning, right? If I'm already in the apartment, right? I'm a guest, right? The daughter ain't supposed to deduce a guest who wouldn't have anywhere to go otherwise. What am I supposed to do? Sleep in my car until morning, right? Go back home to my mom's house and wake her up in the middle of the night, right? Between the hours of anywhere from midnight to 6 a.m., right? See, once you're a guest in someone's house, right, they're supposed to treat you hospitably, right? Not let their daughter seduce you in the middle of the night where you wouldn't know what the hell to do, right? Yourself. That's what I mean, too. The mom, I keep telling you this, can't use the child as bait herself or she's endangering the child. She doesn't mentally ill, right? Exactly. Right. There's two charges, though. There, corruption of a minor, right? You're trying to get her to have sex with me, right? And the other one is endangering a child. Yes, child endangerment. Yes. I keep telling you that. You can't do anything you want to do either, right? Or you're the pedophile. You're the one who don't give a damn, right? And all you got is, most of this happened in the 90s anyway. Even the two girls, right? One was, again, 93 when I started going mentally ill, and the other one was 94 after I, fell and divorced Daphne, right? And then, of course, the daughter was 94 too, right? But she was sleeping with Daphne, right? There's something called child endangerment. Do you know what that is, right? That's if your husband's mentally ill, right? Or the person is mentally ill, right? Or you bring a man around your daughter, right? You make sure she don't try to wake me up because I'm stuck with where I'm at till morning, right? If she seduces me and has sex with me, I don't know how to stop her, right? If she were to. Now, I don't remember nothing happening either. That's the thing, too. But that means, like with the wrecker of the fall, I was blacked out, right? And the girl at the salon and the Comcast girl, who has to be over 18 or 16, right? Herself. That's, again, another job. You got to be a certain age to work that job, right? A 16-year-old fresh out of high school has to be trained first, right? Or 17, right? Can't just do that type of job, right? Right. You got to be trained to do it, right? But like I said, I also ask, right, to receive. And that means something, right? See, if I asked her or explained why if I opened the door naked, half naked, right? I don't think I ever took off my shirt, but I was about to put on a pair of pants, right? Because I was expecting someone, right. I don't know exactly what happened there, but I was, again, without pants, right? During the time she should have been working on the cable, right. Which was over 20 minutes, right. And enough to have, again, sex with her. But again, she's old enough to have sex with if I talked to her and explained the situation, right? And she consented, right? See, only if she consented to the sex would I presume to have the sex right there still. And you know what that means, right? See, if you talk someone into sex and they say yes, the answer is yes, right? If they say no, right, the answer was no, right? But if they say yes, right, it becomes consensual sex, right? Now, worst case scenario, she's just in the house with me alone, right? I know. She's also an adult, right? Over 16 to 18, right? Let's say she is a high school graduate. That's 17. That's still the legal age of consent in Georgia. Oh no. I keep explaining that to you. There's differences between states, right? Now, if you're shooting a movie in California, the age is 18, right? And you can't present it as anything other than 18 either, right? In California. But in Georgia, the age is 16, right? In Georgia, you can present it as 16. Like I said, I thought Miley Cyrus was also trying to get into Lynn's pants, probably, right? Not saying they did or didn't, right. Though something weird during their breakup, Lynn wanted everybody to know he tagged it first, you know what I mean? Right. Who said you didn't? right. Or who would say you didn't? No, we know you were dating her. I mean, come on, that's overkill. right. Unless something else happened that you know about, but me and Molly don't know about, maybe. I don't know. I'm just saying. Jokingly, right? I don't know this happened either, but if I've been blacked out that many times, I could have been blacked out again, right? And I don't know. Not to get Molly in trouble herself, but at 16, if she's having problems with him at the same time, right? Why would he have to say something, right? I don't know nothing happened with her, right? But of course, if I've been blacked out before, right, something could happen with her, right? And who knows who I've been with and don't know about, right? Even Ariana Grande and Pete are acting weird, right? When they break up over her birth control pills or something, right? That don't quite make sense, Ariana. What does that have to do with the pregnancy in China, right? It don't matter if Pete's joking about it, right? Because anyone could, jokingly say, I could mess with the birth control pills and not mean it, and not mean it in a joke, And why would you break up with him shortly after that? What does that have to do with prostitute in China, right? He's a comedian, right? right. That just don't quite make sense why you would break up with him over it, right? And it's part of a skit, right? Unless you're having sex with someone else and he knew about it and sabotaged you. Uh-oh. And you got pregnant, right? That would make sense. That would make sense. Not by Pete. Not by Pete. That's what I mean, right? But by the other guy. Can't prove it again, right? But you just know, I just know. Something's going on around here again, right? That's another way you know something's going on. You pay attention, I pay attention, right? Now, but there's rules on both sides, right? One is called child endangerment if you know I'm mentally ill, right? Whether you believe it or not, right? It's a naval diagnosis. The military, idiot. Diagnosing with schizophrenia, you can't get out of that. No. no. I tell the judge that, he's going to laugh you out the court, right? And put you in jail for child endangerment. Yes, he will. Yes, he will. No, he will. I watch SVU a lot. I told you that. That's one of the charges you can be charged with if you're an adult and you let a child have sex with a man. Right? Oh, you mean you can't do that either? And no, she's 15? I keep telling you that. No, no. You're endangering the child even if you plan on blacking him out yourself. There you go. You can't black me out either because you set me up with a 15-year-old girl, right? That's attempted murder and also involving her in a murder, right? I told you that too. She's part of that if she knew you would try to murder me, right? Idiot. Right. And the sex has to happen or you can't prove I had sex with her, right? I told you that too. No. But I already mentioned that with the 4-year-old daughter, this child endangerment for Daphne, right? You too. You too, right? You can't let a 15-year-old girl lie to a 50-year-old man. She's 37 who might not can tell her age because she's Asian. Like I told you again, I can't tell an Asian's age. Like yesterday, I saw one of the movies, which is called Kill Room, with Uma Thurman, Samuel Jackson, and a guy I'm not quite familiar with. But anyway, I forgot his name. But it had two Asian ladies in it, right? And one looked like she was in her 20s, and the other one looked a little older, but I couldn't tell their ages in the face, right? Now, one looked like she might have had a little bit of crepe race or something, right? But the other one, I couldn't even tell her age, and the shorter one, and with shorter hair, too. One had long hair, one had short hair, by the way, and one was about shorter length, and the other one was longer, about mid-back, right? Mm-hmm. And one wore thick glasses, and one didn't, I know, right? I forgot their character names, right? And all that, right. I'm sure if I see it again, and there was no real nudity or anything, but it was, kind of a murder plot, so it was probably rated R or something, right? And one of those weird movies, but so the plot there was this hitman type thing, and the way he would kill his victims is a grocery bag, and smother them or suffocate them, right? That's the basis of the plot. And he meets this art dealer through Samuel L. Jackson's character, who's working in a bagel shop. Or something along those lines, right? And they're trying to launder some money, basically, right? And he starts doing artwork. The murderer, which, right, okay. Mm-hmm. And that's the basics of the plot, right? I can at least tell you that because you get that from at least if you read the cover, back of the cover of a book, right? It tells you what it's about to a point, right? Mm-hmm. Like I said before, right? Now, that gives you basis on the details, but not the full details. And that's also a critique under fair use, right? Because I paid to see the movie, right? That's all you got to do is pay for something and you can critique it, right? That's anything, right? I know. And you're doing two things. One, you're corrupting the minor and letting her do things only an adult's supposed to be able to do, right? Even possibly working in the store without all the paperwork, right? You can't do that either, right? And trust me, if you had the paperwork, I'd be in jail by now, right? I know that too, right? And the other thing is called child endangerment. Even with the 4-year-old girl being in the bedroom with the mother, if the mother's awake, I told you this before, I don't know which she would be, and awake or asleep, right? I know. When you're making up a story, though, if the child came in there to you, you have to feel like you're alone. And I told you this too, to a point, right? To try and do anything with her. And like I said, there's two things you could be doing there. Like I said, even if you're sticking out your tongue at her and pretending to lick her one time, right? What's the difference? You could be making sure she didn't pee herself and having to smell her crotch area, right? One ain't criminal. One is allowed if she's been in the bathroom, say, for over 3 hours, right? Or the bedroom for over 3 hours and ain't peed or something, right? And then suddenly she's waking you up and you don't quite know what time it is or how long you've been asleep, right? You just wake up while they're in there with you, right? And the whole thing sounds fishy, right? Itself, if she's with the mother, right? I told you that too, right? She can't do whatever she wants to with her daughter either, right? Just because she's her daughter, right? I know. Not that I'm out to get her if I'm on the couch, right? Right. See, I would have to initiate more than contact. I would have to actually get her in there to me somehow and actually touch her vagina area, right? Or perform oral sex on her. Not pretend to lick her one time, right? Which only if you either got it from the child herself by nagging her about it or coaching her about it, right? Could you even find out that could be something I was doing, but I can tell you what I was really doing, right? Could have been smelling her too, right? See, there's two things you can be doing there. One, you're testing if you're being watched or something, or if the child's being coached, right? To wake you up. See, that includes my wife letting her wake me up. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. That's coaching her to wake up her sleeping stepdad, who she wouldn't normally interact with, but should have went straight to the bathroom and just turned the light and pee, right? And I wouldn't even know she came in there, right? Hello, right? The difference is the mom's there, right? With us, right? And she can't let the daughter do something dumb either, right? Or she's endangering the child because I'm mentally ill, and I could have killed them both, technically, if I was that kind of person. But of course, she knows I'm not. She knows you're not. You're not going to live with a man 4 months and he's a serial killer or something. Come on, come on. But if he's mentally ill and schizophrenic, I can nut up on her and the child or something, right? And you just don't even let me around her at all. And give me money for a motel room or something. Even if it's one night, you know what I mean? Right. So I didn't have the money necessarily and had to wait to get back on base, but I was also in that process, right? It just took longer, and like I said, even the bio dad having her for 4 days, he could have been coaching her to wake me up, right? I don't have to prove it in court either, right? Whether he did or not, it gives me an alibi, right? Yes, you know what that is, right? Right. That means he could have coached her to wake me up, and not Daphne either, so there you go, right? And if I told someone on base, they could not have accused me, and it had nothing to do with Daphne or him, right? I don't know. I'm just, again, that's a theory, right? But it's also a logical one if, again, you're only on base and your ID is in the room too, right? You can't get out base, right? Because sometimes you gotta show your ID at the point of entry, Now, this was 94. Like I said, nothing serious was going on, but we were still dealing with certain things in the Middle East, right? Until 9/11, right? Now, some idiot asked me to say it was something, an inside job or something. I forgot exactly what it was, but I don't know. I don't know all that, right? I've heard that myself, right? Did they let it happen? Well, they could have. And it's called lax security. Well, lax security. If all they had was a couple of box cutters, come on, right? And you couldn't take them, and you couldn't take them, right? Come on, right? You didn't want to get cut on the arm or something, right? Because, I mean, you're not talking a knife, you're talking box cutters they might have had, right? On planes, right? Someone was so afraid of a box cutter, right? They let him hijack a plane into the World Trade Centers, both towers, right? Hello? I know. You're letting that happen. You're letting that happen. Even the pilot who let him into the cockpit, right? Shouldn't have let him into the cockpit with just a bunch of, damn. Mm-hmm. They still couldn't get a gun on the plane, right? Gun I would understand too, but a damn pair of box cutters, what are they going to do? Cut your arm if you try to grab it from him, right? Come on. That is a little suspicious if that's all they had, right? Right. Okay, that's all I got to say about that. I don't know if it was or not, but if that was their weapons, right? They let him into the cockpit and the idiots let him fight into the plane, right? Which is stupid, right? You don't even know if the guy can fly or not. Really, really, really. Even if he can't, right? You don't let him into the damn cockpit. If all they got is a pair of box cutters. I'll look that up later on to make sure, but I think that's the only two weapons they had. Do you understand what I mean? Do you know how deep a box cutter can cut you? If that's all they had? Right. Not even an inch. Not even an inch. You know why I'm saying that, right, Saul? If you saw that, if you seen the movies, right? That had something gruesome, but it don't quite make sense. But it had to do with one of his little games with the person, right? Mm-hmm. You know how he'll do, you know, you gotta do something lesser or something greater will happen to you, right? Like, you know, a trap, right? Something he'll target like a body part, your fingers or your whatever toes, right? And then harm it, right? Or something worse will like decapitate you or something. Right, right. Now, I ain't seen pound puppies yet. Right. But if I do, it might be Thursday, right? Right, right. I ain't worried about that, right? But then after pound puppies, there's some Hindi flicks I might see, but I'm not too worried about that. And then there's something with the talking heads called Don't Shout or something like that. I forget. But that's about it that's playing this week, right? And the whole point, though, like I said, is someone has to unplug the phone so it don't charge, right? Fully. Now, if you're gone 4 hours, it should be over 50%, right? Even if you started charging it at around what, right? I think it was at 4 by noon, right. A little bit around 11, right? Which I left around 11, right? But it was charging all night and 100% by morning, right? Now, if I got up around 6 again, 6 to 11 is 5 hours, right? And usually that's how long it takes it to charge, too, right? Mm-hmm. And so if I'm gone from 11, kill room started at 2:30, right? I'll be out of that around 4:30, right? Got home around 5, right? That's 6 hours. It should have been fully charged, right? I keep telling you why. You can't involve a child in a crime either, right? To commit one herself, right? Even if you plan on attacking me after letting her try to sleep with me or sleep with me, right? See, one ain't a crime if she don't sleep with me, right? I told you that too, but if she sleeps with me and lied about her age, I don't know who you're talking about, right? Especially, again, an Asian woman, right? I'm not saying all of them you can't tell their age either, but some you can't, some you can, right? But like I said, one looked in her 20s, and I didn't think nothing was off with her. Mm-hmm. She is the one with the short hair cut and played Thurman's assistant as her character, right? For her art dealership, right? Or her art, whatever it was, studio, yeah. Or museum or showcase. I forgot what they call it. Right. Uh, and Uma didn't look bad, right? Herself, right? You know, she's a lot older, right. And I knew her during the 90s too, right? Before Kill Bill, right? She married Ethan Hawke as well. Mm-hmm. Right. But I keep telling you, if you let her seduce me and sleep with me, you endangered her. The adult did. Right? Now, if she didn't seduce me, you can't kill me either. Right. You gotta call the police on me, right? Or you're involving her in a murder plot. And you wouldn't admit to that. Already you're committing perjury up the wazoo, right? And you're the one acting suspicious, not me, right? And the girl herself, you know. If she lies to me and you let her, you're letting it happen. You're letting it happen. That's consent. Especially if her father ran the damn store, right? That's what you don't understand, right? The mother, again, in all three situations I mentioned, even with the older girls, right? Cannot let them wake me up and try to fuck me. Yeah, no. Or they're endangering the child, right? Not me for being with the mom. No. That I can do legally. I would even tell the child it's a crime for me to be with her and not try to be with her, but she's got the power if she's in the living room with me, not me. And I'm going to try to figure out why she's in there with me, right? If she comes in there, right? And One, she kicked the man out the house. Why do you think, if you've seen the movie with T.J. Jakes where she kills the stepdad who married her mom? Right. Okay. And the other woman had a roommate who was babysitting for her. Right. So, like I said before, right, if the girl seduces me, I don't know what to do with her, right? I'm stuck there till morning, right? I don't have nowhere to go either. That's still the mom endangering the child by letting me go home and have sex with her, and then not sure if the daughter was with me, but then being with the mom again, but it's taken longer the second time, if you know what I mean. Right. Uh-huh. To finish. Now, you know if it's a younger girl, but still not under 11, right. It's still on the mom, you know. I'm not the legal guardian of the child. She is. And if she knows the daughter snuck in there, even if it's afterwards, right, she can't blame me. I know. Now, I know what to do with the woman, right? I told you about oral sex, right? But if she's putting her vagina in my face and I gotta breathe and lick her, right, or whatever, right? Or I show her how to blow in your ear, right? Or she kisses me, right? What am I going to do? Cry out to the mom? I don't know. I'm still in a Joseph situation, right. That's still entrapment. No. Except that statutory rape, not rape still. The girl would have to be the aggressor, right? I told you that before, right? And I'm not looking to do it. Oh, and I told you this before about the puppy. I was in a kiddie pool, one of those blue ones, not even right. But it would be the water could have been high enough for the puppy to drown, maybe, right? I wasn't even 5. And it don't take a lot of water to drown a puppy if you don't know what drowning is at the time either. Right? But I'm not sure that happened because my mom didn't say it happened, right? I did, thinking it could have happened, right, that way. Mm-hmm. But again, it might have even been a dream if my mom said it didn't happen. Now, we were living around the Victory Drive area, and I was around 4, maybe even just turned 5, right? And either we went the 17 first, where I did the fire truck thing. The car got in the cinder block, right? Those with the holes in it, right? And I was trying to get it out. And then we moved to off of Skidaway, and I started going to school there, right? So I had to be around between 4 to 6, right? When all that happened, right? I'm not yet even fully aware of my surroundings, right? You don't get that old until you start becoming more aware, right? Now, here's the thing, Chris. How old was I the first time we went up there? Under 16, right? I can't consent to sex with you. Even if you came in later and thought I was making a move on you, right? When I was having a wet dream, right? That's different. And I don't know what it is in Pennsylvania, but if it's 16 to 18, I was still 13, right? When we first went up there, right? Then we started going up there because of Aunt Francine having the aneurysm, right? Mm-hmm. And then passing away, right? Which rat poison can cause that, but I don't think Uncle Sam would poison her, would he? Right? Can't prove that either, but like I said, come on. And murder is always first in sex. And something wants you to murder over sex, even in eating, and used it as a weapon, right? To kill you. Well, the only way they can do that is if they had sex with you, then kill themselves. I know. The first STD, right, right. Killed you slowly over 1,000 years, right? Damn. Can't get that either, huh? Crazy Jews, right? You're not listening to Moses, but false rabbis, right? I can tell you that you're not teaching the real message Moses wanted to get you to get from the story, right? Whoever wrote it too, right, right. Now, it's either something he talked about and they heard it, right, and wrote it down for him, right? You understand what I mean? Right. That's what a scribe does. Baruch was Jeremiah's scribe, right? And he wrote down what Jeremiah said is. That's called a biographer, right? No. When you know the person and you're telling their story, right? Even Jonah, though, wasn't wrote by Jonah, right? But you don't know who wrote Jonah. No. It's like the gospel according to Matthew could simply mean someone wrote down what Matthew was teaching. And you, Matthew, I know. Even if they didn't attribute it to Levi, who is also called Matthew, right? And there's a Hebrew name for it too, Netanyahu or something. Right, you're right. Matthew or something like that. I don't know. But something with an M, right? A-T. Mm-hmm. And then I think maybe Yahoo, right? Matthew, Mathew, right? I know. There's no W's on the Greek, right? I know, right? There's an O, a U, right? There's no H either, or a J, or a J. Now, Jehovah and Yahweh, do we have a Y? Jehovah's Witness? Yes. We have a Y. So, why would you change the Hebrew name unless you're anti-Semitic, right? Did Jesus tell you to be anti-Semitic even though the Jews rejected him as their Messiah? No. He said to bless those who curse you, right? Even if it's the Jews themselves, right? For not getting the message of the Messiah, right? And I keep telling you that too. But then you're anti-Goyim, right? They call us Goy or Goyim. No. And they can be anti-us, right? They can be racist against us, right? Because they're a strange bunch of people. They're not the God, right? Though may be the God now, right? For rejecting their Messiah. See, Jesus is my Lord too, Christians, right? That's what John says to you, right? In Revelations 11, right? We call Jesus Lord too, even though we're the two witnesses. And we can't be literally Moses and Elijah, but their reincarnation in the spirit, right? As John was of Elijah. And he wasn't called Elijah again, but John the Baptist. Right? That's like, what? Right? Reincarnation. So So Hinduism, Buddhism, right? If John was in the spirit of Elijah, right? As Gabriel said to him, Zechariah his father, right? And Jesus is the one like unto Moses, right? Who Moses said would come after him, right? See, they try to make that Muhammad too. You can't have two. Only one is the true one. That's the problem. That's the problem. You can't make another person another Messiah for yourself or Israel, right? And him not understand Israel. Or try to help Israel as well. Now, Muhammad ain't all there. He'll try to do what's called a jihad, which God never, I don't know, right? Really possessed, wanted you to do, right? Or did he, right? I know. Sometimes he would tell him to kill the people. Like Samuel with Agag, right? Right. He told Saul to kill everything, right? Even the cattle and the sheep and all that. And when he didn't, right, he used sacrifices. We wanted to sacrifice the animals and right, to obey